Hello everyone, I am Neha Gomde and I am a software developer for the team Instana in IBM ISL. Today I am going to be showing you how you can use Instana to trace WebSphere or Liberty applications which are running on ZOS. Let's go through what we'll be seeing in this video today. We'll first understand what ZOS it is, architecture view for our trace environment, and what are the deployment requirements for WebSphere or Liberty to be get traced using Instana Agent. After that, we'll see a quick demo on how to install Instana Agent on ZOS and analyze the tracing for the transaction through Instana dashboard, which is performed by WebSphere or Liberty application. So let's understand what ZOS it is from our software architect, Mr. Rajesh Jaipal. I would request him to tell us about himself and what actually ZOS it is and how it is unique.
Hello everyone, I am Rajesh Jaipal, Instana architect to enable the observability capability on IBM platforms like Z and Power Architecture. Today, we are glad to present you about how WebSphere tracing can be achieved on ZOS environment. Let's understand a little bit about the Z operating system. ZOS is a 64-bit operating system. Basically, it is tuned to run mission critical applications, especially which needs high stability, security, and scalability. And do you know what that Z stands for in ZOS? Any guess? Well, Z stands for zero downtime. That shows how rugged the system and the kind of preference that customer gives to deploy their application. Especially most of the major large enterprise applications are being hosted on ZOS, and many banks, they have deployed their applications, and they could able to achieve the transaction something around 35,000 transactions per second and beyond. Let's understand what is the uniqueness about the Z operating system. ZOS and typically mainframe provides very interesting features like bulk data transfer and around the cryptographic services. On this line, ZOS architecturally provides another interesting feature called Unix system services. This gives a home-like feeling for the Unix users who will be very comfortable in kind of deploying the applications as if they are working on the Unix environment. There are a couple of things that needs to be considered. For example, ZOS datasets are encoded in EBCDIC, and USS provides an option to support ASCII and Unicode. So proper tagging is required to identify the code set of the data within the files. So in this way, ZOS is unique, and if these things are considered, then it is rest ensured that the application is handled peacefully. The scalability and the security are taken care by the mainframe environment. Now let's understand how Instana agent, being a Java application, is hosted on the ZOS, provides the tracing capability.
Let's go through the architecture view for our trace environment. As shown in the architecture diagram, we have a WebSphere or Liberty application which is running on ZOS. We'll be installing Instana agent on the same environment. Once we start the agent, it will detect the WebSphere or Liberty process and it will activate the respective sensor. And it will send the tracing data to the Instana server for the transaction which is performed by WebSphere or Liberty applications. So there are 4 specific requirements which needs to take care for Liberty or WebSphere to be get traced using Instana agent. Once you upload agent to ZOS, ensure that Instana agent is tagged with proper code base setting. So here we'll be using the tag ID 819 as shown in the presentation. The second one is, once you install and start the agent, ensure that you are starting the agent with the root user or the user which has a root privilege. The next one is, set up a security profile using RACF or any other mainframe product. As shown in the presentation, you can create a generic profile or you can create a profile with specific user ID. And the fourth one is confirm that your WebSphere or Liberty application is up and running with these two flags enabled. Now let's go through the demo on how to install Instana agent on ZOS and analyze the tracing for the transaction through Instana dashboard, which is performed by WebSphere or Liberty application. Here is the demo now. Go to your Instana server. You can download the agent from any of the offerings, either it is a SaaS or on-premises. Click on deploy agent. Select the Linux star format. Select the architecture specific. Since Z is based on S390X architecture, so we are selecting this one and click on download. After downloading Instana agent, transfer it to your ZOS USS layer. Ensure that you have done gunzip before you transfer the agent to USS layer. So let's wait to get it done. After uploading agent to the ZOS USS layer, untar it and tag the agent with proper code base setting enabled. Else ZOS will consider the content of the package in the epsidic format. So here we'll be using the tag ID 819 to enable the code page setting. This tag ID ensures that the correct character encoding for handling the data. So now we'll confirm whether code page setting has been enabled or not by executing this command. So here you can see the proper code page setting has been enabled on our Instana package. So now we are good to start our agent. Now switch to the bin directory of the Instana agent to start the agent by executing the start script. But before that, ensure your Java home is set, and also you are starting the agent with a root user or the user which has a root privilege, and also ensure that your backend.cfg file is updated with your server configurations, that is host, endpoint, port and key. Here I will show that. Yeah, ensure that these things are configured correctly. Now we'll start the agent. Check whether agent is started or not by executing the status script, status of the agent. Yeah, here it shows running, so our agent is up and running now. So let's go through the logs. Let's wait for a couple of minutes for the agent to connect to the Instana server. From the logs, you can see now our Instana agent activated the sensors for Liberty, which is up and running on this ZOS environment. It started collecting data and sending to the Instana server. Let's analyze the tracing of the transaction through Instana server. Once you navigate to the Instana server, go to the agent. Filter the agent with the host name. Navigate to the Instana agent dashboard. Here you'll see the Liberty application which is running on ZOS is getting detected by Instana. Go to the services. Now here you'll see the statistics for the transaction which is performed by Liberty application, that is how many calls has been sent, out of them how many are erroneous call, what is the latency and processing time for the calls, So like this. Also, you'll get the flow diagram for the transaction. Now let's analyze the tracing for the calls. Generally, this tracing helps to find out the root cause if any transaction is getting failed. Now here on this dashboard, you'll see the tracing for the calls which is performed by Liberty application, and also you'll get to know that calls has been sent by which environment and what is the destination for the call, and other details like service endpoint and all. That's it from my side. Thank you for watching this video.